we could start off just by giving, your age, your home resort, and the amount of years you've been riding.
Man, age? I'm old as hell. Yeah, I've been around for a minute. I don't know.
27.
And, home resort is Perisher. Yep.
How many years have you been riding?
Oh, man. I mean, I stepped on, snowboarding was my first love. I mean, I stepped on a board when I was 14 and up at Mount Buller. And, I didn't really grow up snowboarding, as such, but I guess I was, kind of focused on snowboarding when I was maybe, 20, 19, 20, wasn't. It was only then did I really start getting into it and following it. And,
Damn.
it kind of taking over my life.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah,
So,
man.
Who were the people that you were riding with? When you were 19 and 20 when you first started really getting into it.
Oh, man. Oh, dude, I didn't ride with anybody. I just would ride by myself. I'd just do day trips up to Mount Buller, or even this smaller resort called Mount Bawbaw. It only had T-bars and pommers, just lifts that drag you up the hill. I'd just go up there with Mum or something, and I'd just, she'd go skiing over wherever, and I'd just go ride wherever. It wasn't even park. I wasn't really hitting any rails back then. I was just cruising. Rails were scary at first, but that's kind of a big. I guess that's kind of a big reason why I never really, I didn't get into snowboarding properly until later on, because I didn't have anyone growing up I knew who saw snowboarding the way I did, or who was into it the way I wanted to be into it. You know what I mean? Sure, I had friends who would come up and go boarding and stuff, but I was reading all the magazines and watching videos and stuff, and nobody really kind of wanted to board the way I wanted to board, if that makes sense. I don't know.
What type of videos and magazines were inspiring you, and the types of people that were inspiring you to snowboard the way that you want to?
Well, my first video was Mac Dog Follow Me Around.
Word.
That was my first video. So that was 2006, and probably Follow Me Around, that, and Stack Footy. Those DVDs on hard copy were my first ones. I definitely, obviously, YouTube was around then. I caught a whole bunch of other stuff on the internet, Thanks Brain and
whatever was free.
Other Mac Dog clips, exactly. But as far as early on, my first videos, it was definitely Mac Dog. Follow me around, picture this. Aero Ethel was probably my favorite snowboarder, amongst others. But man, apart from those videos, we had a bunch of Aussie mags, and that was back in the day when you might get a little DVD or something with the magazine, and dude, I'd kind of just froth out on that, and Amp 2, honestly, the Amp video game series. I've got to give a big shout out to the Amp games. They actually inspired me to go snowboarding. I went to the video shop one time, rented the first Amp, played it, was pretty sick, bought Amp 2, and then it was just, kind of blew me away. I don't know, it was just the sickest game, and I'm like, damn, snowboarding's pretty cool. So then I went snowboarding up at Mount Buller that one day.
Now, what inspired your style?
Oh, man.
Or who?
Just, I got short answer is Jed Anderson, Jake Kuzik, and Luis, especially Jed. I've been Calgary, Banff area, where Jed's from. I've been my home base for the last, 5 years almost when I go to North America, and you know, I've done the majority of my street filming in Calgary, and it's just like, especially like in the first like year or two, like looking at stuff that Jet had hit, and I was like, oh wow, like, this is so sick. Like, I don't know. I'm sure that's like just a super common answer, but I don't know. That's it, I was just there. I found myself in that environment, and so I just kind of took to who I thought was sick, and kind of just went from there. Yeah. So definitely those guys. But I don't know, man. Especially these days, it's I don't know. Sure, I have preferred styles, but I think in a way, like everyone's sick. If you're snowboarding, you know, you're doing well.
Yeah. No
yeah,
doubt.
I don't know.
Is there any snowboarders that you really don't back? Like anyone that you have an opinion of, or that, you know, you just like, you're like, I don't want to be that? Like that, dude.
Yeah. Damn, that's a really hard question. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can definitely see, like, yeah, dudes like that, or, you know, it's so far from how I snowboard or how I will ever snowboard. Like, I mean, props to those dudes, you know, they've made it work for them, and they can ride everything, and it's really sick, obviously. Like, of course, like, maybe that's not my preferred style or anything, but in terms of, like, boarding that I don't back, I don't know. The first thing that probably comes to mind is just these, like, blog boarders.
Yeah.
They just kind of pop up and just ride a resort and do the whole, like, selfie stick board thing, and just I don't know, but they seem to like get so much attention from kids who should be watching video parts, or who should be, like, you know, paying attention to more true like styles of snowboarding, you know what I mean?
No doubt.
But at least those guys, you know, I'm not necessarily against contest boarding. I mean, Torstein's, you know, I looked up to, I still do in some ways look up to Torstein. You know, I see him around all the time. And when I was younger, you know, like, he was the shit, you know.
Oh, definitely.
he kind of still is in a lot of ways. Like, he's got, like, you know, he's kind of just, like, rolled with the times. He's just really good at rolling with the times. And obviously, you know, a lot of those big dogs, they all have their YouTube accounts, and if that's the way they kind of prolong their snowboarding, then, you know, Godspeed to them, dude. Like, you don't, you know, they're just doing what they want to do. I mean, they're still, like, boarding. It's not like, yeah, I mean, I can't see myself ever doing that. But I don't know if it's not bad for snowboarding, I don't think. I'm not sure. I mean, I don't really think about it a whole lot. Maybe I should. You seem to think about it more than me. I don't know.
I think it makes, like, a bad impression on, like, you know, the people that are going to see snowboarding for the first time. Like, it's just going to, like, dilute, like, you know, the actual snowboarders that should be, you know, getting exposed in that. Because, like, with skateboarding and snowboarding, it seems like kids want to see something that they can do, and it's not about, you know, what you're doing, but it's how you do it, you know, and the style involved with it. Like, kids want to just see something that, you know, like, relates to them.
Yeah. Instead of that one, like, you know, glorified style of parkboarding and doing this and that, and it's kind of like variations on a theme, whereas it'd be nice to see that attention was diverted between, you know,
no doubt,
other areas of snowboarding.
It's like
100%.
It's like dudes that are going in the streets with goggles and a helmet, you know. Like, I mean, I'm not gonna, like, shit on someone for wearing a helmet, no doubt, and, like, fucking I back that, them wearing a helmet, but, you know, when they're wearing goggles, It just makes it look like a sport, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But I guess it's the way you pull it off. You know, some people, I mean, shit, Luis. I've seen Luis do some golden clips in the streets, but I guess it's the way you can. I mean, people can get, depending on how you do it, you can get away with anything, pretty much.
That's the truth. I mean, if it's snowing out, I mean, that's There's like this biggest difference between 2008 style and like modern day style, which was like, you know, back then with those movies, you know, like Black Winter and like, you know, going back, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of like what, I mean, the style was so different back then that, you know, a lot of people won't, like people who, you got to respect the guys from that era who still carry that style today, you know. I mean, it's just because the trend has changed doesn't mean you should hate on it, because 100%. You know, a lot of those guys are legends.
I just think that, like, you know, and it comes down to me financially, and that's kind of where I want to get to in these interviews, like what borders should be financially backed, you know, and getting support. Like, it's awesome, like everyone putting, you know, out their own content on media, but when it comes down to like who's actually getting paid or not, you know, I think that some of those borders that have that blocky style that, you know, we were saying, like, they shouldn't be getting checks still. Like, they should pass it along the torch, you know, and get these new up and coming riders. Yeah, some better content and shit.
Yeah, 100%. It's just unfortunate in this age of, you know, media saturation and content's everywhere and in your face all day, every day. The only way sponsors can kind of measure performance, for lack of a better word, is by, you know, those kind of hard results. You know, it's the effect that, you know, street boarders and guys like us, you know, how do we translate to board sales? You know, it used to be a lot more clear, you know, where it's like those guys are doing this, doing that. It's like more directly related, and it's a shortcut for sure. Maybe they should put more time and energy into like what the kind of, you know, unknown guys are doing. Like, look at this guy. Like, why isn't he? You know, that's just the classic. You know, look at all the borders throughout the years have just been slept on so hard. You know, and it sucks.
You have to like, we think about it from, you know, the snowboard companies, you know, fucking point of view. But if we're like, you know, like it comes down to kind of to like the other route, which is, you know, would you back Monster, Red Bull, or Rockstar? That's the only other, you know what I mean? Like, because these snowboard companies, the core ones, they're the ones that, you know, like, are the only ones that I look, you know, towards for the cool riders, you know what I mean? Like, especially the really core companies, and like, they have like the best teams, and then you have like, you know, but they're not able to financially budget, and, you know, most of the riders on their team, only a slight few, but it's really, you know, if you want to be doing this, like, I had the conversation with someone the other day actually about this, and I told him right now, in my opinion, I don't know what I would do if I got the, you know, a check for $150,000, but as of right now, I would say no, because I would not want to fucking be an advertisement for Rockstar or Red Bull.
Would it depend on who it was?
CBD, yeah, I would do something for like fucking weed, like, definitely.
Oh yeah, 100%. But in terms of like the big energy drinks, let's say like Red Bull, Monster, and Rockstar, like, would your preference?
They're wrong. They, you know, every
they are wrong.
Is terrible. Like, they're all poison.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Drink fucking water, dude.
Marketing poison to kids, 100%. Yeah.
Seriously, get some water company brands to start sponsoring snowboarding. Jesus Christ.
Oh, dude.
They have a lot of fucking money too.
I know, but I mean, it's just it doesn't fit their, you know, marketing buddy campaign. You know, like, what the hell.
think about fucking, you know, energy drink. They're paying, you know, pennies on the dollar compared to water, where they're just fucking purifying water.
Yeah,
like, they're
big
just
margin.
making money.
Yeah.
Fucking, like, yeah, dude, they should totally be fucking backing so many
Yeah.
sports. I don't think like water really. I don't know. I don't really know too much about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's super unfortunate that's where we're at, and it's like energy drinks. Because I mean, going back to the old style and stuff, you know, back, I guess, 10, 15 years ago, there was enough money in snowboarding to comfortably hate on energy drinks and say to them like, oh, like, fuck you, Red Bull, like, get out of snowboarding, you guys are whack. But nowadays, like, everything's so contracted, there's like less money, you know, people you don't really see that much hate for a guy trying to just make a living off snowboarding, you know. That's like, I don't know if, I mean, it's a hard question. I mean, you don't know. I mean, you said it yourself, you wouldn't know what you'd do. I mean, and it's just, that's a whole fickle thing too. It's like some energy drink companies, I mean, I don't know if you agree, but some seem to be cooler than others, you know? It's like Monster. Like, how many streetboarders does Monster sponsor, you know what I mean?
For me, I guess it, shit.
Monster like presented Videograss movies for a couple years, I think.
It's not about who they represent.
Yeah.
It's more about the product. Yeah. It's straight up like, some kids are so addicted to energy drinks. I actually worked with this guy. It was my dad's employee. I used to work for my dad, and this guy, every fucking day, we would wake up at like 7 a.m. to go work. The guy, and we would work 8-hour, 9-hour days, and through that the whole time, he wouldn't eat. He only fucking drank the nozes, and he would smoke cigarettes. Fucking, I don't know if you have them out in Australia, but they're NOS, and they're fucking... Yeah, they're just like Monster, Red Bull, or any one of those.
Aren't they those little over the counter at the gas station, little? They're like a shot size.
They're not 5-hour energy. No, that's different.
Oh.
But these are just like the fucking 16-ounce bottles, fucking, or cans. I mean, but yeah, they're just fucking, dude. Like, this guy is so fucked up, and like you can tell, like, he just, I don't know, man.
Yeah. But I mean, that's his choice, and he should know better. But that doesn't mean that it's okay to be marketing poison to young kids.
Exactly. That's like the whole thing about it for me is like, they're the only, and like someone else told me if energy drinks weren't in snowboarding, snowboarding wouldn't have professional, like, it wouldn't be a professional sport. They wouldn't have professional riders.
Yeah.
Or it would be remarkably lower, which is obviously true, but that's just fucking crazy.
Wild times.
Yeah, dude, like that's shit that, like, I don't know if every snowboarder wants to get into that or talk about that, but damn, like, that shit, like, once I heard that just like kind of rang in my head, like, fuck, man, like, we are products of energy drinks, and if we're representing that's what kids are seeing, man.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, that's the whole thing, I guess, with these. Well, with any sponsored snowboarder, you're kidding yourself if you don't think of yourself as a tool of marketing. I mean, why are you getting products? Why do you get a check in the first place, man? You're part of the marketing for whichever brands are on you, like, it's definitely, it's important to know.
Yeah, have you seen, like, the eternal beauty of snowboarding?
Oh, yeah.
Jerome Tannen film? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
He says, like, in one of the scenes, he's, like, talking about how snowboarders, during the off season, they fucking buy an Audi and a fucking house on the coast, and they just go surf, and it's like, I don't know, those are kind of like the snowboarders that are, taking the, the money and just fucking, taking advantage.
Yeah. Yeah, I fully see that. And I mean, it's like, I don't understand that, because for the last 7 years, I've just been going back-to-back seasons, you know, and it's so I've known nothing else but just snowboarding. But I get it. Like, if you're getting paid that much, and it comes under the, you know, umbrella that it's a job. It's your job, you know, and you get holidays when you work a job. So I guess the rest of society understand that, but yeah, it's funny how
I do understand that, but like you said, like we're just snowboarding, because I think for me it's like I've always been hungry, like, in snowboarding, because I never got a check, you know, consecutively. It's like, so I was just like, fuck yeah, I just want to keep snowboarding. But now it's come to the point where, like, I just fucking love snowboarding to love snowboarding. Like, I just fucking do it because I just fucking think about it every day, 24/7. Yeah. And, you know, and if there's a point where I'm not snowboarding, all I want to do is be snowboarding.
Yeah, 100%. And that's, for sure, that's the movement, you know. That's, well, going back on what we were saying before, style stands out more than anything, because that's what separates these, you know, park kids who can do every single trick. And that's the other thing too. That's why style's so important. And, you know, riding street is so sick, because you can get, like, kids who do comps, or kids who, you know, just ride park all day, every day, and they can do every trick, and they think if, you know, they were to go film a part, that they just have the best part ever, because they'd just be doing all these fucked up tricks they do all the time at the park. But it's totally not like that. Like, I think with the streets, you know, you gotta, and backcountry, mind you, I've got zero experience out there properly, you know, that's a whole nother realm. But so I can only speak on behalf of, like, what I know. Yeah. But, you know, people, you gotta practice it. You gotta practice the street, you know. Yeah. It's you know, more than just being able to board. It's decision making. It's being able to adapt, you know. Like, it comes down to the choices you make in the streets. Like, is it worth me killing myself for this trick? Like, is this thing gonna be alright? And, you know, it's just experience. Like, how many people, you know, there's, you know, even, like, I'll admit too, you know, I'd wonder, you know, I'd, like, almost kill myself for a trick, you know, and it just wouldn't get used. And it's just all those experiences and being comfortable with that trick not getting used in a video or something that, you know, makes you all the wiser. And that's...
Do you have medical insurance?
Like, every time I go away, I get travel insurance for sure, and I get ski and snowboarding covered for it. But yeah, it's kind of sketchy, man. I'm, like, touch wood, I've been pretty lucky, but it's hard, dude. Like, I mean, you get like travel insurance, you know, most of the time it just basically covers if I'm on the hill, you know, on a designated run. Yeah. You know, if I'd probably have to, like, lie my fucking way out if I hurt myself in the streets. Like, I don't know how that would go. It's pretty sus.
Have you had any really fucking, you know, gnarly injuries?
Touch wood, nothing too gnarly. Like, no, like, severely broken bones, whatever. Just, like, ligament stuff, dude. Just, like, tweaking my shoulders and ankles and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah,
that
nothing too major.
Because the thing is that you started snowboarding at an older age too. You know what I mean? And what I want to get at is, and I wanted to talk about, was your first Odd Folks part. You know, the first one. That one was just, that fucking blew me away when I first fucking saw that part, man.
Thanks, man.
That was fucking unreal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You had just so many tricks in that part. That was a huge season for me, man. I don't know. I guess like the year prior, I went over to Finland with my homie Tommy, and we filmed for Snack Break, this movie called Honyos. And, you know, that was my first real kind of jab at hitting real straight spots and all that kind of thing. And, you know, I'd learn a lot. You know, you do a lot of unnecessary battling. I mean, you do a lot. I've always
you always battle tricks. Like, it's not like that's changed. But, yeah, it was a really productive year. Like, after that, which is the year you're talking about with Odd Folks and everything, I was in Canada for, like, maybe a month and a half. And then went to Japan for 10 days, and then went to Finland for a month and a half. Pretty much, yeah, filmed with my Canadian homies, Oil Country, and then filmed in Japan with Odd Folks, and then filmed in Finland with Snack Break, and then had footage in all those movies. Like, my stuff from Oil Country in Canada got recycled into the Odd Folks movie, and then later on that year, or like that kind of start of that winter or whatever, it just kind of got big kind of joint part, that was on like the Odd Folks. That was like Odd Folks and Jen, but yeah. But it was all the same year. Yeah. It was all the same year. Yeah, it was a big year.
Those guys, how'd you link up with all of them?
Well, I did a season, like my second season was in Banff. So, and that's how I met like Banff Calgary, and that's how I met like the Banff dudes who, Matt Bryson, who's pretty much been my filmer for like forever, man. I owe so much to that guy. Yeah.
I don't know. I fucking really enjoyed both those Odd Folks movies. Those were fucking super sick.
Sick, man. Yeah, I mean, I wasn't in the second one. I was like more so like filming Oil Country with Matty B, but
that's what it was. I saw that one.
Yeah.
I don't think I saw
that. Yeah, but I don't know. Yeah, I definitely took some slams. I got lucky at times, let me tell you, but going back on what you were saying with you being like, well, you've been pretty lucky. It's like I've always kind of been okay at calculating risk.
You're fucking good at fucking street snowboard. Like, you're a fucking great fucking calculator in the streets. Goddamn genius in the streets, then, if you would say.
Yeah, well, that's what kind of was saying. This also relates to what I was saying before about making choices. It's like you go to a spot, you want to do a trick, but you're like, oh, there's this sketchy line in the in run, and the rails kind of like bent this way, that way. You might have to change your trick. And
are you really good at switchback tail same ways?
I do them. Yeah, I do them a fair bit.
Because the one that you did was fucking so proper on the green down flat rail.
Oh, thanks, man.
So proper.
Was that on the green down flat? Was that Yeah. Sure, cheers, man. Yeah, that's old Rusty in Calgary.
That was such a wonky rail too. Like, it had just like you were talking about a lot of dips and fucking just a bunch of gnarliness in it.
Yeah, but I mean, at least coming off either side's not too bad. It's just pain in the ass. You got to go across the double lane road or whatever. And, I didn't know what else. Yeah, I didn't know what else to do. That spot's been made pretty famous. A lot of heavy stuff has gone down there. So I was like, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. It's either this or nothing.
Really fucking
I'm definitely. Yeah, I definitely try and study up, and I don't want to ABD.
No
study
doubt.
up, make sure everything's
Be fucking proper about it, dude. Professional.
Yeah, you gotta be proper about that stuff.
Yeah, dude, nowadays, everyone, everyone's super picky about shit like that. Especially in fucking certain spots, like up in Calgary, Minnesota, Salt Lake.
This places where it's been going down for decades, Yeah.
Exactly. That's fucking sick, dude. Seems like you fucking, really threw down every time. I saw You were in Buckaroo.
The boys.
That's what it
Buckaroo,
was.
yeah. That's my latest.
That was so fucking amazing.
Thanks, man. Yeah, the boys killed it, Matty, and especially on the filming and Finn on the editing and everything. And
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely remember. Yeah. So
oh, they both worked on it.
And JJ, yeah.
Yeah, and JJ, yeah. I don't know. I was in Australia. I don't know. Yeah.
Just leave that to them.
getting
They show you
worked
the
on.
spots.
Yeah. Yeah. The boys. Yeah.
Dude,
So yeah, man.
that
Thanks.
movie was- every rail was like, dude, just like jaw dropping.
Yeah. You think so?
Oh yeah, dude. Like I don't know. Like it must have been spots that you guys known about and like all we passed by, but it seemed like every spot was insanely huge. And
I mean, there's stuff that we found a lot of cool stuff, but there was other stuff that I'd thought about hitting for a while, and yeah, like that real kinky number, the Switch 50 in Kamloops. That was like, I always wanted to go there. And I've seen that. I've been to Kamloops and driven past that before. And I was like, it'd be sick to, go get Switch on that. I mean, I was super surprised. I was like, didn't expect that trick to go to work. I was like, you get lucky. But yeah, I mean, you eye stuff up, and it's hard work too, especially with Calgary. You're always like trying to see new stuff, and it might take a lot of work to build. And but we pulled it off. Everyone killed it. Jack Lawrence as well, Brett Big Jack. But he went in.
Dude, that Brett Milk spot is like fucking just ingrained in my mind.
The red like flat.
Yeah, dude, the flat
kick.
Like,
yeah.
kick.
Oh man. Yeah, dude, he just laces every part of that rail. Perfectly done. So sick. Just pumps through it like a machine. Yeah.
That
so good.
If you could do bolts on anything, that was fucking bolts.
Oh yeah. So good. Yeah, man. That was a fun year for sure.
Damn,
it was good.
Shit.
Yeah, Buckaroo was fun, man.
You guys have anything coming out too? Like, is anything gonna be dropping, in the fall or?
No. Well, I mean, Finn and JJ, I guess during Buckaroo, they were filming for the first beta, or Finn was anyway. JJ was out, injured, unfortunately, but, I mean, they just had, everybody came out with the snowboarding movie with parts in that, and, Tom, Kennedy, Lucio, they're all, they're Mountain. I think Kennedy's maybe might have some other stuff too. She's killing it, blowing up, which is so sick to see. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I didn't get overseas till March this year. It's crazy, man. It's like the first time I hadn't really filmed a part in like a full part. Anyway, in God, like 5 years, 6 years, something.
So how'd you link up with the Canadian boys like JJ, Finn, Lucio, and Tom and Kennedy?
Just like doing seasons in Banff, and then just coming up to Sunshine, and then with like Matt and I and like Brayson, Corbin, like a couple of the other oil country guys, we'd go into Calgary. Every day we'd like drive from Banff into Calgary and hit the street, and we're always hanging with them. Like they've always been the homies, But yeah, just so, and then every time like they just ride Sunshine, all the time. So that's how I originally like met them. And, yeah,
that's fucking sick, dude. They're
so
fucking
down. Now just hanging out all the time. Yeah.
Dude, you're a good match for that crew too. You just have, I don't know. You guys have like, we call it the Canadian pretzel, and you guys all like, dude, just like great fucking pretzel.
I guess, you're a product of your environment.
No doubt.
Yeah, Yeah, it's Canadian pretzel for sure, and it's definitely crossed the pond and come over to Australia.
Yeah. That fucking Lucio has like
kids love their pretzel.
Dude,
yeah.
Every time I see him, I'm like, oh my god, dude! Did you just break your fucking like your hip from your back?
He turned himself inside out.
Yeah, dude, straight up.
Like say he's like, he's at the point where you don't even think he's gonna pretzel. Like there's no like arm wound up or anything, and it just flicked it through. I don't know, it's crazy.
Dude, he doesn't need to turn his head. He doesn't need, like, everyone else needs to turn, his body. He just uses his legs.
Yeah,
his legs just fucking do everything. Yeah, it's insane.
Luch's got a sore back. He has to. Surely.
Oh my god. Dude, I saw him throw down mission for like 2 days, or like maybe it was just 1 day this year, and I was like, oh my god. Everything.
Yeah,
it's
crazy. Yeah, such a special, unique style. It's sick. It's so cool when he did a season. Like he did the season in Perisher last year. It was sick.
No doubt. So like what type of or what companies do you support right now?
Arbor, Snowboards, Modest Eyes, Quicksilver actually. Bent Metal, Rad Gloves, and Rude Boys Shop.
Are you getting like any financial support from any of these companies, or are you just doing it all out of pocket?
Oh, dude. Yeah, Quickie hooks it up pretty good, but they just, since like last year, pretty new, they just pay for my flights and everything.
Yeah.
Like, help me get overseas. This is huge. I mean, I don't get like a check or like I don't get.
Well, no, I mean, like,
paid
fucking...
But man, that stuff that's as good as money. Getting a little bit of like budget to go traveling and like say, oh yeah, we'll pay for your flights. Like, it's so much of a help. It's really sick to have that kind of support. It's I don't know. I mean, I don't want to sound like I'm crying about it, but it's pretty hard coming from Australia to go over to the other side of the world and try and film a video part for the better part of 6 months.
Oh yeah, I bet it's super hard. Because like to be like established in the snowboard industry, being in the market over here is definitely a huge deal, and you don't really get noticed if you're just doing everything in Australia. I bet the street out there is nothing compared to like the street out, in the States.
Oh, dude, there is no street out here. Like, any street stuff you've seen is like at a resort.
Oh my god!
The snow is only in the mountains, and you're just like trying to like just hit rails at lodges and hopefully they're not home.
That's crazy. So there's
speaking of which,
street.
Yeah, not really. Not like there's no like towns there's no like towns where there's like legit rails. Like God no, there's maybe a few little tiny towns, but they've got nothing. Like not worth going. You better.
Do you have any good backcountry?
Yeah, but you gotta kind of split or snowshoe out there. I've never done it, but it's I mean, obviously it's like nothing on Canada or the States, but there is some goods to be had from what I've seen and heard. You just gotta get after it, and it's cool, especially having Holy Bowly here this year. A lot of people are like amazed at what the mountains look like. We've got these crazy trees, and like people want to explore out here, which is really cool to see. And it's a different aesthetic.
Someone was telling me about the rocks out there. They're all mossy, so people could, really get down off rocks. Yeah,
like how, like, kind of volcanic looking stuff. Like, man, we got side hits out here, dude. Let me tell you can jib some trees. There's some rocks. It's pretty fun, man. Yeah, it's really good.
What's your plan for this season?
Oh man, just like probably just. I'm hoping that maybe Arbor will pull the trigger on a project. That could be really sick, but hopefully just a few trips here and there. Maybe go film with the SRD boys. You know, just head over to Banff in December maybe, and kind of just go from there. And yeah, link up with Maddie and maybe film something. That'd be cool.
No,
yeah,
dude, you definitely
no big plans.
If you make it over the States, dude, fucking come up to Eastern Washington, man. It would be super dope to get you some cameos.
100%, man. That'd be sick. What's your plan?
Just fucking, we're going to be sticking around probably Eastern Washington and, you know, just filming and maybe do 1 or 2 trips.
Yeah.
Like you're talking, but
yeah.
Keep it kind
of man. Props on the movie too, dude. I have to thank you for that in person. That was so sick.
No, thanks. That means a lot for
you guys killed it. The spots, fucking everything, dude.
Oh, thank you. Damn. Thank you, man. Yeah, that was all filmed in like my town and just one town over. That's like basically 45 minutes away.
Man, that's insane. Wow. It's amazing what you can do with like, you know, if you open your eyes.
You really had to fucking like anything and everything. That's how it was.
Yeah, everything's a spot.
Yep. And like we don't have a bungee or winch too. I mean, also fuck those things. I don't back them at all. But you know, fucking we don't have any of them, so we're just fucking dealing with drop and ramp and whatever natty speed we can find.
Yeah, that's dope, dude. I mean, if you can go natty, go natty. I mean, unfortunately, it's not always that easy. Fun. I mean, it is more fun for sure. I mean, I have used a winch a lot.
Yeah.
But Calgary's kind of hard to get speed a lot of the time, you know.
Word. We kind of get lucky out here. Washington's on a hill.
Yeah, that's sweet.
A lot of Washington.
I mean, Calgary is hilly, but it's not as, you know, there's not as many natty spots as there should be. Yeah. And you know, all those, you know, natty speed spots are blown out.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone's
been done.
The big thing about Washington is the secret about Washington. It's just like, you know, no one comes here. It's like a big ass secret, man.
Why not? Like, why not? Like, what's up with that?
I don't fucking know, man. I love it here. It's just a fucking...
Do you think people are gonna...
It's like out of the way of everything. Like, it's not like in the center, like Salt Lake City's in the center. Colorado, like, it's just a mecca of where people go. Salt Lake City's the new mecca, but like, you know, everyone wants to go to California too, and Oregon, I guess, for Mount Hood sometimes, and just no one thinks to Washington, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just like, I don't know. It's just kind of like not out of the way.
Maybe are you worried that it's going to get blown out like sooner or later? Because I mean, a lot of people, I guess, like Montana. Yeah, you want people to come through. Like, let's go.
Dude, fucking people blow it out. I want to see what people can do, man. Like, this place is so fucking untapped. Fucking come up to Mission Ridge and fucking blow this place up. Come out here and fucking just have fun because it's the best mountain in Eastern Washington. Yeah,
I bet. That was a bummer. I had a really good thing going for a while there. Then I guess shit hit
the
fan.
And they just bought.
Still go. You guys are making it. You guys are breathing a lot of life into that place. It's annoying when like mountains have like such a huge potential to make like a park so sick, which would take up, especially somewhere at Mission Ridge, a very small area, you know, of the entire resort. But everything's dictated by some like 60, 70 something year old ski racer who hates snowboarding. To be like, oh no, I don't know about this, like blah blah blah. Like it's
Dude,
so whack. Like,
you know that we're one of 2 rope tows in the whole West Coast. We're like you know 50% of the rope tows in the West Coast, and we're by far the best.
Yeah, insane.
no fucking doubt about that. And the Mountain doesn't care.
Yeah.
They
Mountain doesn't care. Mountain, they want to make the park obsolete.
Yeah, they want. Yeah. They don't want it to be as big as.
Dude, it only looks like it's like a couple hundred meters. Like it's not that long. It's like the length of the road, you know.
It's 3 tiers, so you can, and then it's also got like the right side, so there's room for expansion. Yeah, it's really sick.
Yeah. Oh man, that's insane. Why would you want to make it smaller like that?
And then the Mountain too is so fun to ride.
You guys just put money into making these rails, and now you just want to make the park smaller, and you don't want to like
the biggest thing is skirting on rails around in all of Washington. Every mountain's like they have to have skirting on rails. Like like these kids can't get fucked up. Mission just made the sickest fucking skate style rails, just fucking street style. You know what I mean? Like just 100% street style with no skirting. Yeah, and they're so fucking sick. And they, I don't know what it is about like what their strategy or game plan is, but they haven't given me Austin. Like Austin doesn't have a pass either, and he's trying to ride again this season, and they haven't given him a discount, or Andre either. They haven't, they don't back any of us, and like we're the only ones that snowboard there.
But like, what's wrong with them, man? Like, come on,
dude. I know there's just so much.
They're either about it or they're not. Like, how much are they helping you out? It's like
nothing. They don't want me there. They kicked me out for a whole season.
That's insane.
Yeah, so we just did street that whole season. This was like 3 seasons ago.
Yeah, sick.
And I stayed.
But not sick at the same time.
Yeah, they suck.
Oh, so yeah. I've heard this story.
Oh, dude, it's fucking insane. Wait, you heard the Kaiser story? Yeah,
about like ducking the slow side or jumping the fence or something like that. Like, what did he do?
No, that was so. They just told us they were bummed about like us in the videos and the Wild Instinct webisodes. They were bummed about us jumping over ropes and jumping over actually one of the park shacks. Yeah, they were bummed about us jumping over the park shack too. But Kaiser fucking he photoshopped dicks in the fucking assistant manager's mouth and put it on his Instagram, and the fucking guy saw it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Kaiser's the only one that actually grew up here and was born, and his home mountain was Mission Ridge. He's banned for life just for doing that.
Oh my god, man.
Yeah, so he's like done. He's not allowed back at Mission Ridge.
Dude, that is insane. That sucks so much. Yeah. I mean, like, dude, that banned for life just because he got offended. But, I mean, he probably had it coming if he was being a kook, like...
It's like, dude, I respect this place so much, and I have nothing against anyone who works there. It's just that it just feels like whenever I'm there, they don't want me there. Yeah, I know. That's the worst. Exactly. Like I don't have any disrespect for any of those guys. Even like the guys that have kind of like made living here for me. Like kind of made it a little bit made it hard. And like fucking nothing against them still. I still love the place and like would love to ride there all the time. It's just like they have no respect for like, the people who are trying to put that place on the map and trying to like, expand, like trying to, get something happening again over there because they could have the sickest, like I don't know, team or whatever you would want to make it. Yeah, for real. But I mean, fuck. Yeah, it's that is a really shitty like situation, and it probably happens in a lot of mountains. Not necessarily that bad, but like, dude, it's just like, god damn it. If you're not like a competitive snowboarder and you're on it, you're not on a national team or something, they don't fucking want you there. It's like, what the fuck? Dude, I've heard the same story from so many different mountains. It's just like, the park manager is like, not maybe the best and like, isn't really a fucking snowboarder or like, doesn't really get, the future of snowboarding. And then it also comes down to the corporation just doesn't back, the snowboarders.
Yeah.
Want to make it a skate park, like, dude, that's all. It's so fucking easy. Like, you make a fucking like a rope tow, which is super cheap, and you make a fucking 3-tier system, like a little skate park, and you will get every fucking kid from the next generation to want to come up there.
Exactly, but they're like, especially these resorts who are trying to like, because they don't. Okay, sure, you don't make any money off park riders, and you're trying to cater to families or really rich people, Yeah, we get that, but it's like, what about the culture? Like, what about the people who like live and breathe it and like ride your resort every fucking day?
They don't fucking support us.
Yeah,
They're looking for the person who's going to fucking like pay for the lodging, pay for the meal ticket, and pay for the pass or like the day ticket with their full family every day. They're not looking for the kid who's fucking like, literally there every day. They're looking for the dudes that come up on weekends.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. They're looking for that guy who like buy a full new setup, new kit every season, and maybe go up like 5 days.
Yep, exactly. Yeah. And then they buy everything at the resort just blindly because they're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
And that's how the fucking resorts make money. But they shouldn't be doing that. They should honestly, in my town, what the mountain should be doing is they should be getting all the school kids, free tickets to go up there, so they are able to fucking learn how to snowboard and ski, and then they're gonna want to teach their kids one day. Whereas right now they only have one day in 5th grade where they bring the kids up for free, and it's one day, and fucking, what happens when you try and teach a kid to fucking snowboard one time.
Dude, I hated my first day of snowboarding.
Yep.
I hated it. Like, my first day snowboarding ever, it was the worst. I was just like, couldn't stand up for the life of me. I was gonna go skiing the next day, dude, but then I stuck to it, and like, lucky I did. But exactly. One day is kind of not going to work.
And that's my conspiracy, is that the mountain is doing that on purpose, so they fucking keep, because they just want the people with money right now. Like, it's kind of like an elitist thing.
Yeah.
They only want, it's kind of like here too. A big thing is that these people just want to get up at like fucking 7 a.m. and get like the first tracks of powder that they can and fucking leave at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
And they don't want more people.
Or they just like, not even powder, they just want to carve up some fresh corduroy, which is nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. But then they, on like a 6 sunny, like slushy day, like, I don't know, dude. I'm happy to get up there when it softens up.
Word.
Fuck
Vail Resorts, dude. Fuck
yeah. It's hard, dude. It's annoying. I mean, Perisher is Vail Resorts,
What?
They're a big place. Yeah, man.
Fuck.
Like, Perisher is
jumping
Vail.
Slow signs, no speeding in family zones, no fucking spraying slow signs.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that bad. It's not like I can imagine what, like, Breckenridge or something like that place is. It's not like they've got speed cameras on the slopes. They don't have any of that whack shit. It's they don't have it. No, they don't. We don't. I feel like they have that at Breck. Don't they have that at Breck? Don't they have
I don't know.
Black resort? There's like yellow jackets with speed cameras.
Dude, I've stayed away from Colorado for so long.
I don't want to. I don't know. I don't want to start rumors about something I've got absolutely no knowledge about. Yeah, it is. Yeah, well. Anyway, my point is that
I want to look that up.
Very. Now. I don't know. I swear I've seen like speed cameras on the slopes from like one of these like Colorado resorts. That is just a full like nanny resort. They don't let you do shit. Like zero tolerance. Like, dude, I don't know. It's crazy. But yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure. Do they?
No, it just came up as Mountain Cam. I don't know. I'd have to look more into it, but it doesn't come up first thing.
But yeah, I mean, there's good and bad things about bail at Perisher. Like, firstly, I mean, the good point is that the pass is way cheaper than what it used to be. You know, It's like $900 and you get all of Northern Hemisphere, and it's really sick. But you know, there are a lot of downsides. Sure, there's always the worry of them, you know, being solely business minded and not caring about the park because it makes them no money directly. And I mean, yeah, sure, it's good for marketing and everything, but they can't translate. It's like a delayed kind of effect on their profit, right? Like the whole like filming snowboarders ride their park, and then how does that get people through the door? You know, I don't know.
No, I know what you mean.
It's kind of like, you know, they're trying to cater to make everything look good. Like, I'm friends with like a bunch of the park like builders and everything. You know, they've been told to in the past take stuff down because, you know, it blocks the view from the bar at the bottom of the slope or whatever. No, you can't have a water pipe there. You got to like take it down. Like, you can't see what's happening. Blah blah. It's a spectacle. You know, it's like the novelty of having the park there, where it's more than a novelty, man. Like, like
That's some whack ass
so
shit, dude.
And just some really whack shit that always comes back to like their money, you know, or them looking good for shareholders. Like, I'll give you a good example, like something that happened this season. There was like, we have a couple of parks in Perisher, but there's this one of the other main parks. It's called Leichhardt. It's got a brand new chairlift, and you know, they just opened like a full rail line. Everyone was over there, and this one day, like, management was coming in, and they were like, you know, making sure no one was like ducking the rope in the line, or, you know, putting the bar down the chairlift. Like, one time I scanned through, got to the front of the line, and she was like, this manager chick was like, you and you, like, give me your passes. And I'm like, what? Why? They're like, you didn't put the bar down like last chair, because, you know, they fucking scream at you if you don't put the safety bar down on the chair. Yeah. But like, I know for a fact that I didn't do it. That I was, you know, I put the bar down every time, you know, right? So whatever. I said, like, oh no, hold on, look, like, I didn't get angry at her or anything. I was just saying, hey, like, that wasn't me, you know, you must have been mistaken. And she's like, no, it was definitely you three. If you keep talking, you're going to make it harder for yourself. And I'm like, what do you mean by that? Like, fucking is this like some communist state? Like, what do you mean it's going to make me hard? I'm just like trying to like defend myself here. And you're just like
narc-ass bitch, dude.
Fully just like, it's kind of like threatening, like, oh, what if I don't have the right to express my opinion? Like, if I say words, like, you're just gonna throw the book at me? Like, that sounds like some, you know, bloody communism fucking.
Exactly. How are you gonna explain your innocence?
State, you know, like what kind of fucking what are you running over here, you know? Oh man, it was just like stuff like that. And obviously, and then it makes you think, like, why are they this one day, oh boom, they're cracking down on obvious park riders, you know? Like, are you because this brand new park's built, are you trying to build a case against us that, or, you know, park riders are rowdy, they don't follow the rules, it's because this park's here, you know, this park's no good? Like, are you trying to get rid of the park or something? Like, what's up? You know? What are these? Do you guys have some ulterior motives? Like, what's the go? You know, it's super stuff.
We had the same shit happen here at Mission. Like, so I never worked parker here because I would never fucking do that. Work for the mountain here. They're fucking whack and they make you do like stupid shit that you don't really have to, put up with. But other than that,
sure.
like the park crew last year with Austin was part of it with two other of the Spokane homies. One was Justin Pope and Riley Richardson. And basically they fucking had to put up with some stupid shit like wearing helmets all the time and like, fucking like having the like, some of them couldn't snowboard and like had to be in the park shack all the time even though no one was snowboarding. And that there would be no one in the park, so like they could ride. And then also like they would have to like go up and like work on this thing called the fun zone for like half the fucking day, which takes up so much time and it's super stupid and it's like only for little kids and like people who've been to the mountain like for the first time. It's super dumb. Yeah. So it's like the mountain like makes like our park crew put up with this stupid shit, and like once something goes wrong, they always scapegoat the park crew. And they always blame them.
Yeah, exactly. They're the first on the chopping block. Yeah, it's so wrong.
I feel like a lot of mountains are like that.
Oh yeah, 100%, man. For sure. Like, and going back on the whole Vail thing and like why it sucks and everything. It's over at Parrish, you can get fined on the spot for being like under the influence.
Yeah.
Like even if you're like within the legal limit, you can get fined on the spot. I'm sure that's like in like a whole bunch of places, but you can get randomly breath tested just any day you're working and stuff, and then at lifties, instructors, whatever, and like if you blow like over 0, like you're fired, which is
what the fuck?
Which makes no sense. I mean, like who the fuck think is the like lifeblood of your resort? Hungover lifties and instructors, you dummy. Yeah. Like, most of them are, like 19, 20, 21, they're young, they're partying, like.
Yeah. They're doing it for the pass so they can fucking be up there for, not have to pay for the full fucking price of the pass.
Yeah, dude. They're just trying to live. Oh, what? You're supposed to expect these kids, like, fresh out of school, like, exploring the, like, I mean, Parrish is not like the real world at all, but, it's like that, they're out of school, they want to party, they want to do this shit, and then you're just going to fire them, like, for being hungover, like
they're becoming like super elitist, and like they only like they only cater, like you were saying before, to specific the rich folk, and it's around here. That's 100% how it is.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I hate that shit, dude. It's like if we had a mountain, like, dude, I can't wait to see what comes out of Mount Seymour. Like, dude, if we had a mountain like that around here, fuck.
Yeah. I mean, with business in general, people with money is what's going to bring, profits to you. But you guys make so much money as it is. Like, why can't you give back to people who actually care about skiing and snowboarding? You know what I mean? Like, just, it blows my mind.
No, I feel that 100%.